Alright guys, it's Kenzie again. Welcome to another Sport Smart Band unboxing. This one is IP67 Waterproof. We probably won't test that, but it says it is, so it says it has multi-sport mode. We will test that out too. Has reminders, shake, calls, timers, find your phone. I went ahead and got blue this time, so it's a little bit more fancy. So this is the Cratec W5 fitness tracker. It has a bunch of random stuff because this is from Amazon. I think this is another Chinese company. Lenovo also has this watch, as well as some other companies. You just look up the W5 and look for the same look, design. They have a round version too. And this is not for the round version. This is for the square version. It looks like this. So this looks very similar to another smartwatch band, which I unboxed. Same box style and everything. Has plastic, which comes off just like so. Has nice silicone bands yet again. And also these are, again, removable by this little button. I don't know how you can see it. There you go. This little button here, you just pull this over, you remove the watch bands and change them out, which is a nice feature on these cheaper watches. This is its magnetic charging piece, and of course this is the heart rate monitor. So this is the front. Turn it on. I haven't really gone through this one at all. It doesn't have a swipe feature, it just has a touch button. So you go through different things: blood pressure, sleep, messages, sport mode. Let's see if we can get in there. So you can start sport mode. Oh, it got hiking, biking, swimming, soccer, and then we're back to the beginning. Stopwatch, find your phone, brightness. Let's see what the brightness looks like here. So we're only on the middle here. So here's as brightest as you can get. And there's least bright, which is actually still pretty darn bright. So I'm gonna put it back to middle so we can check it outside. Goes back to the front screen. I guess view timeout. Has power off. I'm guessing you would hold, and let's see if it has any other watch faces you can go choose. That one. That one. That's kind of cool. And then back to that one. So it doesn't have an analog feature, which is kind of a bummer for me. I think I'm going to go to that third one again. I think I'll stick on this one. So I haven't connected to my phone yet, so it's still saying we're in 2000. We're just not in 2000. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to connect it to my phone. So let's put this here. I'll show you what's at the bottom of the box here in a second. Let's bring out my handy dandy old LG phone. So this is the, I guess I should go to the front screen. So this is the Wear Health app. That's what it says to download this on. I should probably check to make sure my Bluetooth is on because I don't use this phone for anything. Yep, okay. This is just my extra phone. So maybe that's it. Maybe it's not. Okay, the device is connected. See if we can, oh whoops, went through it, but it did change. Here, I'll show you. So now it says October 7th, 2019, so now we're connected. So of course, just like last time, it's pretty much the same app as the other one, a little bit different. Has the sports area. I will see if like anything at all comes up in here when using the sports mode. Because in the other one it did not come up. For device management, you can set all these things. Let's see what more reminders have in store. So it has Skype, Facebook, Messenger. It has take medication remind, meeting remind, sedentary and drink remind. So again, it does not have Instagram, which is what I use mostly, or any other app really. But if you use Skype a lot, or Facebook Messenger, or WhatsApp, Viber, Line, it has all those, which is nice. WeChat and QQ. But you can also have it just do your normal text messages. Obviously on this phone I'm not going to have call reminder SMS because this is not connected to anything. So here you'll see at the top it says continuous heart rate. So I'm going to turn that on because you know what? That's what I've been looking for in all these watches, is a continuous heart rate. The last one I tried out only had every hour. So this says continuous, guys. I'm kind of excited. This may be a good one to have. So I keep my time format on 24-hour. Reasoning being, I work in the health profession and we use 24-hour time. And then we're going to go to Imperial, of course, because I live in the United States. So, and I've got all my settings. So we'll check in this app here and there today. So that's kind of a first look. Let's just look at the rest of the box. I mean, it's just typical standard stuff real quick. Comes with a magnetic charger. So I don't know if it'll be able to do it through here. No. Oops. Oh yeah. So it's actually a really strong magnet. So if it can do it through the plastic, it's pretty strong. So that's awesome. Comes with a typical standard user guide. Actually, this is a little bit thicker than normal user guides. Usually they're just kind of like a quick pamphlet. Lots of stuff. Oh, so it's got English, Chinese, looks like German, French, probably Spanish in here too, I would assume. So French, Spanish, and then whatever. So this one must be Chinese, the other one must be Japanese, or something along those lines. Because they're ever so slightly different. Really even see. Anyways, it has it in a bunch of different languages. Oh yeah, so it has Dutch, which is basically like you know, German, Swedish, Dutchland, whatever, kind of all close to that. Spanish, Italian. Maybe I can learn Italian from here, and French, and then whichever those are, because I can't read those. But yep, it has a full instruction manual in here. I probably won't go through it because there's not really a point for me to go through it. And then all of the specifications I will leave down in the description below. But we're going to try this thing on for size today. So follow me on my adventures. Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys, I did get a Facebook notification. So this is showing that we're going about 74. Does this look ridiculous? I don't think it looks ridiculous. Right? No. Doesn't look ridiculous at all. So I'm gonna do a thing with all three of them going on the heart rate and see where we are at. Okay. So we're showing about 72, 73, 74. All very much typical standard. Those two are right on. Because my Apple Watch is probably the most accurate to go off of. I need to get into the actual heart rate, but so far so good for this little guy. Alright, I'll keep checking in. Alright friends, welcome back. So I have been wearing this watch for a day now. I took it out with me all day yesterday. I slept with it last night. So let's see, it's at 75, you can see, there you go, 75% battery. It's like currently trying to read my heart rate because this one does do continuous heart rate meter readings. And so what it has the ability to, it will read the heart rate. So like when it's on your wrist. It's been, I don't know why that all of a sudden changed. I probably held it down. Okay. So it does do the continuous. I will show you on the phone up here that it did that. So here's the continuous for this day. You'll see that down here, like these are all like 45s and stuff. Those are because every once in a while this watch will lose like its reading on your wrist, and so it automatically drops it down to 45. So like all these readings down here are pretty much obsolete and don't exist. But it did catch quite a few highs yesterday of the 115 range, all the way up to 117 down here in the corner. But as you can see, there was a spot where it stopped reading. Now I was wearing the watch, I was working out at this point in time, so there was readings here. I don't know why they didn't make it into the app. So that's a question mark. You'll see videos that I'll have posted before this of my readings throughout the day that'll show that there were readings here, because I went and worked out at the gym around this time. I know it's late, but I work out at the gym around like 10 to 11. So I worked out at the gym in this time, and it was doing some weird readings there too, but it did catch some really, really solid readings while I was at the gym. So I'll show you those, or they're going to be back here. This is the kind of ending. So this is from last night. I was watching a movie, so it was kind of meh. And then I got up to go around here and had to bathe the dog, so it jumped up to 119. And then sleeping was obviously like pretty mellow. It did jump down to 45 again, but again, like I said, that's because it's like right here, not reading. So just so you know, this does have outliers like the 45s where it's not reading at all, or a few 70s, like 72 ish, where it also isn't like really reading, and it will just stay around there. So today's average was 63, sleep average was 66. Yesterday's average was 81, which it probably was a little higher, but that's pretty typical for me. I have an average around 90, so that's all normal. So anyway, so that's that. We did sleep, but as you can see, apparently I only slept 5 hours. That's not true. So it started my sleep at 1:26. I was still awake at 1:26. I didn't go to sleep until probably around 3 or 4, which is probably around here. So I was watching a movie or shows all this time. Woke up, or stood up so I could give the dog a bath, drive home, and then went back to sleep. But obviously it has me waking up at 8. I don't wake up until like 11 to noon because I work evening night shift. So that is obviously a problem for me, but probably not a problem for most people, because most people usually wake up around 6:30, 7, 8. So having it automatically wake you up at 8 is probably not a problem for most people. Just for me. But I think all this is probably pretty average. I usually have a lot more light sleep than deep. And then as for like the step count yesterday, it shows that we did 8,104 steps. So 101 completion on my step count. And like I said, if you notice over here, it stopped counting steps after a while. I don't know what happened here, because it started up again the next morning. And obviously while I was sleeping, I wasn't stepping. So this actually like shows probably like my more accurate sleep from 4 until noon. But as you see, it's already shown that I've done 10 steps today, most of them being last night before getting home. Not a lot this morning so far, but I do think the step count is pretty accurate. I'll show a screen cap from my Garmin, which will show you that yesterday I did about 9,900 steps on the Garmin, and I started the Garmin several several hours before this one, and it also had steps from yesterday, so that is probably pretty standard. Blood pressure measurements. Whoops. So I took more than this one yesterday. This is like the first one I took, but it didn't chart any of the other ones. And I've taken one since today, and it didn't chart it either. So I don't know why it's not charting those. I don't know if I need to be like in the app and on the watch taking it at the same time. I'm not sure. But anyway, so there's part of it. So what would I say about this? So this watch, I had it on yesterday as I was bathing the dog, and it got splashed a ton. Obviously still works just fine. Nothing is wrong with it. No weird watermarks, nothing. Like, so this is like at least splash proof. I did not submerge it. I did not go for a swim. So I could not tell you if it was actually like waterproof, and I'm not going to try it because I'm not going to try to break a watch just to show you guys whether or not it's waterproof. Because there's been mixed reviews on the Amazon of, oh, I went swimming with it, now it doesn't work. So just so you guys know, it does have these kind of straps, so you just pull. Oops, I can't do it right now because my nail's so long. Anyway, you just pull this, comes out, you put it back in. I don't know if you even saw it. Pull it out, put it back in. I was looking at the watch, so I couldn't tell if you actually saw it. So these straps are interchangeable, which is probably the coolest thing about these watches. Like, I like being able to match my watches, which is why this one's so cool, the Apple Watch, is because you can literally change these bands to anything in the world. And probably my least favorite part about this one, because even if something happens to it, I can't change the band whatsoever. Like, I'm stuck with this band, which is why I went with a simple gray color, so it goes with everything. As for the functionality, I would say it's pretty solid. You'll see with all the clips where I put these two watches against each other. I pin these two together a lot because guess what? It's an Apple Watch. I mean, Apple Watch is considered to be the most accurate of all the watches, right? So I use the Apple Watch a lot to kind of guarantee that what I'm getting on the other watch is pretty accurate. So anyways, these ones matched up quite a bit together. Sometimes this one was a bit off. It had a little bit of trouble getting my heart rate sometimes. This one doesn't always, but both of them end up with outliers. Both of them end up getting two highs and two lows. They both were pretty on par on the highs and lows for the day, but this one I can't show you what it actually got until except for in the videos. So granted, I have no idea why it stopped reading, because it should have read heart rate at least overnight. I don't know if maybe it stops the continuous at a certain time. What else do I have to say about it? It was comfortable. I didn't have any issues with it moving around a ton. I had it on pretty tight all day, and it didn't cause me any wrist issues. Like, this is, if you see my wrist, this is what it was doing overnight. I just have miscoloring on my skin because I tan over the summer and I had watches on the whole time, so my wrist is just very white. So yeah, I mean, I would say it's a pretty solid watch for $30. I mean, it really is. I think if I continue to use it, I would be pleased, but it's just not what I'm looking for in a watch just yet. I'm still trying to find one that's like literally as close to this as I possibly can. The continuous only does every 5 minutes. I'm looking for like every second, like this one does. I mean, granted, the Apple Watch does not take continuous heart rate. It does not do every second. But if you are like working out and checking it frequently, it will record every time that it takes a heart rate. This one, it kind of averaged it out. It did not record every time that it took a heart rate. It kind of like averaged it out over the 5 minute period that it took the heart rate. So it does show on the watch the sleep, the light and the deep. Shows that I've taken heart, blood pressure, shows I have that. I tried the sports mode. Actually, I would say the sports mode on this one is better than any of the other watches that I've tried. I think I got a video of it, so if I did, I'll put that in before this final review part, so you can see that it actually does record quite well on the heart rate during the sport mode. It doesn't really tell you a whole lot else, and maybe it was the sport mode that I put it on that messed up everything else, who knows. Brightness is still great. So I'm going to power off this watch. Yes. Bye-bye. Okay, so that concludes my review of this watch. If you have questions, please leave them in the comment section below, and I will try to answer them as best as I can. I would probably give this watch a solid 8 stars out of 10. There's a couple things it just missed on barely that made it so it's not quite for me, but it was an excellent watch for the price. If you're looking for something that's just going to be counting your steps, maybe your workouts, it does not record your workouts. That'll be on you to kind of record and pay attention to, but it does record calories and everything else. So if this is the watch you're looking for, it's a pretty swell watch. It's just not for me, so I probably won't be using it anymore. Thank you for coming to another one of my reviews. I hope you guys enjoyed, and please like and subscribe because I love hearing from you guys. And we'll see you guys again soon.